Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but I'm back again. So I'm going to start this new series off with what I believe to be possibly the longest continual franchise that I know of. Um, so this series is going to be talking about franchises specifically, what my preferred franchises. But I mean, I thought I'd kick it off with what I believe, and I haven't seen any evidence otherwise, of being the longest running continual franchise. Now, a lot of you might not be aware, but I like anime. I like a lot of anime, and this franchise is probably one of the earliest ones that I can remember. Um, if any of you have seen a previous video that I did my favorite shows or whatever, then you probably seen that I've talked about Robotech. But this isn't Robotech because Robotech wasn't a long-running, continual franchise. Now we're going to be talking about one that started in Japan on April 7th, 1979, and has continued even to last year essentially, and is still going. In fact, there's been talks for years of a movie. Now, me saying that, you might think that I'm talking about something like Voltron. I'm not. I'm not talking about that at all. What I'm talking about, the franchise I'm talking about, is Gundam, or or technically Mobile Suit Gundam. Now, this is a franchise that I remember from when I was younger, um, but unfortunately, there are several shows in the franchise that are not dubbed in English. And I've never really been a big reader. You probably know this, but the stories are incredible. Some of the shows are aimed more towards kids, and others are aimed more towards young adults, I guess. But but if you're into anime, then Gundam I would say is probably one of the biggest ones that you probably seen. So yeah, on April 7th, 1979 in Japan, the first premiere of Mobile Suit Gundam, which went on for a 43 episode series, ending in January 1980. We didn't see it in the West for a while. I think we saw it a year later, in 1981, when they edited it down into a three-part movie series, a trilogy of movies or feature length. So yeah, it was broken down from having 43 episodes at around about 25 minutes long to having three movies around that were let's see, Mobile Suit Gundam 1, 1981, 2 hours 17 minutes. Mobile Suit Gundam 2, Soldiers of Sorrow, 2 hours 19 minutes, 1981. Mobile Suit Gundam 3, Encounters in Space, 1982, 2 hours 24 minutes. So the thing is, you with those movies you do miss a lot of characters of important character stuff. Now there is a dubbed version of the series, um, but I don't think you can watch it on Amazon. I know they're available on Amazon, but you cannot find the dubbed version of the original series. I think you can have I think they do have the three movies on Amazon. It's either Amazon or Netflix. I can't be 100% sure. I can't remember. I would have had a nice shave, but my clippers broke, so I'm waiting for some new ones to arrive. But yeah, you miss quite a bit of the story by watching the three movies. They have edited it. They did it. They did put it together well. The three movies did go. They did do it well, but there are important things that happen in the show that did not happen in when they made the movies. Um, but this is the thing. Like, you might think, "Oh, I'm not interested in anime," but no, this is not the anime I'm talking about. This is the franchise itself. So shortly after that, like 4 years later, we had in 1985 a 50 episode show, rated 12, Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, which is the next one, which links to Mobile Suit Gundam. Specifically, it's like a continuation where we have another pilot of Gundam, but the original pilot does come into it at a certain point. That was a great running. That was a good show. Um, and then we have, I think, the first one that that I have not been able to find in dubbed version, which is Kido Sanshi Gundam ZZ. So Zeta, I guess. It's like it's a continuation of Mobile Suit Zeta. I'm not aware of any dubbed version of that show, which is unfortunate because it would be great to see all of these shows have a dubbed version for people specifically like me that I don't have the I can't read it quick enough. They always disappear, and I always find that the subtitles are not anywhere near the dialogue. So, because I've watched a show, one of these shows, it wasn't Gundam, it was another show very recently, and I was watching it in dubbed version with subtitles. And what they were saying, what the characters were saying, was not the same as the subtitles were saying. So the subtitles are wrong. So they need to deal with that. And I think that's part of the reason why Japan have moved away from hiring voice actors and are moving into having AI dub and subtitle their stuff, which makes sense because all the voice actors that they hire for the dubbing, they tended to have start well lately, but more recent years they tended to have more of a left leaning political view, and they thought they can get away with anything. So the Japanese companies fired them all and said no, we're not going to do that. And then they started using. I think they've recently shown up on Amazon. Some of their shows have is it Sub AI or something like that. I can't remember what it's actually called. I've only seen it on a couple, but it's happening. And this is another thing about actors complaining about AI taking their jobs. It's like, well, if you read the script properly and don't change the words, then maybe you would be all right. So yeah, so that was 1986. We had Zeta or ZZ. And then we had Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack, which is actually, I believe, a continuation of the first show, if I remember rightly. And then that was a 2 hour, 4 minute film. I would normally complain about such a large gap in between show seasons or shows in a franchise, because with anime, a lot more work goes into it than a live action. Because a live action, you record the stuff, then you just cut it and splice it together. With anime, it's different because you got the tedious effort of drawing every scene multiple times in order to get it right. Which is why I don't mind the fact that it takes longer for an anime show to bring out a new season. So yeah, that was 1988. I was 7 years old. That came out. I didn't see it until later on. That was a PG. And then, by the way, they're all quite good ratings for these shows. And then 1989, Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Now, I don't think I've seen this one because I think this is another one that isn't dubbed, if I remember rightly. Um, but or was it? Oh no, wait, I have seen it. I just read the thing. Maybe I should I bring these up on the screen? Let me bring this up on the screen. Can I? No, it won't let me. I haven't set it up. I've had stuff happen to my setup, and it's annoying. Um, so War in the Pocket. I think that was that was a prequel to one of the other shows and a spin-off at the same time. It was like uh, the colony was attacked, which is why someone got into the cockpit of the Gundam and started fighting. But this guy, this show was centered around the actual bad guy who survived the attack but was left behind, and a boy decides to help him, which was great. Which was good. It was good. If I remember right, if I'm remembering correctly, it was good. So yeah, that was 1989. Uh, that was a 6 episode miniseries. They called it a miniseries because it was 6 episodes, unlike nowadays when a miniseries is 2 episodes. And well, saying that a full series is six is down is as low as 6 episodes nowadays, which is annoying. And then 1991 we have Senshi. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the Japanese. Gandamu Formula 91. I'm pretty sure that that's number not. Anyway, um, yeah, I haven't seen that one because obviously that's another one. If it hasn't got a dubbed an English title, then it's not dubbed, which means I can't watch it because I can't read the subtitles because they're never there long enough and they're not staying true with the scripts, like I said. So we're going to skip that. So 1991 to 1992, Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. Now I remember seeing that. I'm pretty sure that is dubbed. Um, Here's an interesting thing about the Gundam franchise: it flips around. It's like the same faction won't necessarily be the good guys in the other shows. It's like you'll have Zeon, which are the bad guys in the first series, but then later on in another series or another show, they're actually the good guys. It flips it flips all the time, so it's not always the same. Um, so that's interesting. So yeah, that was 91 to 92, 13 episodes. It hasn't been rated. But yeah, that was good. 7.7 is the audience rating. So then we got another one. 1992. Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Gion no Zanku. I know I'm probably butchering the Japanese. But yeah, I think this is a prequel. I'm not sure if it's a prequel. I can't remember if it's a prequel or not. Oh no, this is a continuation. This is I think this is after the first one, so it's all over the place with the system. So yeah, Stardust Memory might actually be the same as Zion Nu Zenku. I'm butchering it, I know, because they're the same series, same show, essentially the same titles, like Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory, or Gion no Zenku. It might be the same. It's a 2 hour. Oh, it's the movie version of the Stardust Memory. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, sorry, I got myself confused there for a second. Um, okay, and then we come to 1993, 51 episode series, rated 14. A Mobile Suit V Gundam. So I think that was Victory. I think that's Mobile Suit Gundam Victory, if I remember rightly. And that was a good show. And then we have 94, 95. We have a 49 episode series that I didn't really like. Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Now this one was different. This one came out as a kind of Street Fighter-esque series. It's kind of where they would it's basically like Robot Wars. You know, the two mecha would fight each other, and in order to become the champion, that sort of thing. Um, then we have 95 to 96, 49 episodes. I can't read that. Shinzi Kido Senkai Gandamu Yuingu. I'm butchering Japanese. I shouldn't try, but I've got to try and explain it. I mean, I should have said I should have gone through the settings. I didn't realize that I needed to do this to do that with the settings, so I apologize for that. I'll have it fixed for the next one. Uh, uh, a squadron of giant robot pilots of a beleaguered Earth colony bring the war to their oppressive home planet. Um, yeah, it might just be a variation of a previous one or the next one. I can't remember. And then that's in '97. They come out with another one, similar title. 3 episodes. Um, they just add Urutsu. I'm sorry, I need to stop trying to speak Japanese. Uh, 98, similar title. 1996. Here we go. We start getting the dubs back. So there was a period of time where we didn't get a dubbed version, and now we're getting a dubbed version again because we've got After War Gundam X. I don't remember seeing this one. I may have, but also, I'll have to look back. It's a 7.2 audience rating, and 39 episodes. And then we had the 18th of the Mobile Gundam project, Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th Mobile Suit Team. This was actually pretty good. This show is it kind of coincides with one of the other one of the other shows, which was actually pretty good. It was like seeing the same thing from the opposite, from a different perspective type deal, which was pretty good. And then you had the movie version of that in '98. You got to bear in mind it was 12 episodes for the 8th Mobile Suit Team, but it ran from '96 to 2013. So those 12 episodes took a long time to have them all released, right? So the next one was Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th Mobile Suit Team Miller's Report, which was kind of like a movie recap version for the previous show. Then you got Turner Gundam in 1999 to 2000, 50 episodes. That's one that I haven't seen, or I tried to see, but I can't I can't find a good version of it. Um, that's 50 episodes, 7.5 audience rating, PG. Then 1999, the 21st project under Gundam, G Savior, an hour and 33 minutes long. So it's a movie. Have I seen that? I don't think I have. I've looked for it, but I haven't been able to find it. Then you got Gundam Evolve. That's not in. That doesn't have a dubbed version, so I haven't seen that one. Gundam Neo Experience 0087 Green Divers. I think I have seen that. That's 25. That's just 25 minutes. It's a short, so it's not long, but it's part of the franchise. And that was in 2001. In 2002, Turner Gundam 1 Earthlight 2-hour movie. So they got that's the OVA. The OVAs are the ones that they have in English. Dub or dubbed. Then you have, yeah, that's 2022. 2020, also in 2022, Turner Gundam Moonlight Butterfly. That's 2 hours 8 minutes. And then you have one of my favourites, 2022 from 2002 to 2003. 50 episodes, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. This is one of my favourites. But we're not talking about them. I'm going through the list right now. And then we have 2003, SD Gundam Force. Now that one I started watching, but I stopped because it's not the type of thing that I thought it was. Is that the one? I think that might actually be the one where, yeah, you got. I think this is the one where people actually turn into the gun. They're like humans, people size, very small. It's like very childish show, definitely made for young kids, and that was from 2003, and it doesn't have an end date or an end year, so that might actually still be going. Then we have a continuation of Gundam Seed, which is Gundam Seed Destiny, or Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny, 50 episodes, 2004 to 2005. And that's set 2 years after the first Gundam Seed, which is actually pretty cool because they are actually about 2 years apart, which is pretty good. And then you have Gundam Seed MSV Astray, 2 episodes. I can't remember if I've seen that one. I don't think I have. Because there are a lot to go through, and like I said, a lot of them are not dubbed. But this franchise is, as of now, in my opinion, the longest running continuous franchise because it's still going now. So yeah, that was 2004. That's also in 2004. There were 3 episodes: Mobile Suit Gundam MS Igloo, The Hidden 1-Year War. Obviously, that's a secret war that's going on. People don't know it's happening. So yeah. But that was only 3 episodes. And then we have a new translation. We have a translation for the title. Hoshi wo Sugumono. I'm guessing that's Mobile Suit Z Gundam. So I think in 2004, I think that's when we were getting an English version based on Z Gundam. But Z Gundam is dubbed. The original Z Gundam series is actually dubbed, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, because these are OVAs. You got in 2004. You got the first one, which is an hour 34. Then in 2005, you got part 2, hour and 38. Yeah, these are just versions of the second Gundam series. So Zeta Gundam. These would be most likely the English dubbed release in 2004, 5, and 6. And then we have Gundam Seed 73 Stargazer, 15-minute long, so it's not actually it's not a full series or a movie. It's just a 15-minute short episode. And that was 2006. Another one, 2006, Igloo Apocalypse 0079. 3 episodes. I haven't seen that one. I don't think I can find it anywhere. I think that's why I haven't seen it. And then we have another one of my favourites, Mobile Suit Gundam 00, 2007-2009, 50 episodes. that was a good one. That's probably one that I've probably rewatched the most out of them. And then we have Gravity Front, which is Mobile Suit Igloo, Gravity Front, or MS Igloo. Tells the events of Earth Federation's counterattack efforts against Zeon's invasion of Europe, starting from when ground troops are dispatched against Zaku's. Zaku's is the Zeon mobile suit. It's the basic suit. That was 2008, 2009, 3-episode miniseries. And then we have 2010, 2014, Mobile Suit Gundam UC, Universal Century. 7 episodes, and they class that as a miniseries. See? It's a miniseries. And it's 7 episodes. And then we have 2011, 2012. See, these are continuations. Right? This is a continuing franchise even now. Mobile Suit Gundam Age, 2011, 2012, 49 episodes. That was actually not too bad. In fact, I think this is when we start getting dubbed versions released of previous shows. I'm just saying that because the picture looks the same. I would show you, but for some reason I can't. It's not letting me share the screen. So yeah, that's 49 episodes, and then we have Gundam Age Memory of Eden in 2013. Then in 2013 also we get one that I've never watched. I started watching an episode and I thought, nah, this is too childish. I'm too grown up for this. Gundam Build Fighters. This is where they build models and they place them on. It's kind of like that. What was the name of that game that they had for PlayStation and Xbox, where you'd get like these figures and you put them on the platform and it adds that adds that model to the game and you play as it. I can't remember what it was called, but it's kind of like that. But they play in a virtual. They end up fighting each other in a virtual world. So yeah, it was 2013, 2014, and then 2014, 2015, there was Gundam Build Fighters Try, which is essentially the second season. And then we have 2014, 2015, Gundam Reconquista Inji, which I don't think I've seen that one. No, I haven't seen that one. And then we have another one that I really liked, enjoyed. Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, 2015, 2017, 50 episodes. Now, if you haven't seen a Gundam, then you might want to take a look at Iron-Blooded Orphans. Because it kind of fits the narrative that, a single giant Gundam can fight off an army, essentially. And then we go 2015, we have a 1 hour 4-minute movie, Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin 1, Blue-Eyed Casval. And by the way, this is number 45 in the list, so we're not quite there yet. I don't think we're far off. I think there's 50 total. Blue-Eyed Casval, 2015. And then we have... Yeah, that's part of the Origin series that's been broken down to movies. So they tend to do that often. But it continues it. It keeps the interest in it. Because even though they edit out a large part of the story from a series to make the movies, you do get the idea from the movies. So yeah, we have the Blue-Eyed Casval, which is the first part of the Origin arc. And then you got the Origin 2. Artesia's Sorrow. That is a character, if I remember rightly. Origin 3, Dawn of Rebellion. Okay, so that was 2015 to 2016. And then in 2016, Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin 4, Eve of Destiny. So that goes from the origin arc into a Destiny arc, I believe, or it is the Destiny. I can't remember. And then we have another one that's not in English. Kido Senshi Gundamo, obviously Mobile Suit Gundam. Sanda Boruto December Sakai. I really should try not to speak Japanese. But anyway, that's 2016. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. Obviously, I haven't seen it because it's not going to be dubbed, and I don't think it's released in the West. And then we have number 50, Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt, Bandit Flower, 1.5 hour movie. I don't think I've seen that one because it's not available on streaming. I'm trying to find it on Blu-ray, but we'll see. And then we have Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis Red Trace. That looks like another show that I've seen of it. But it's a 26-minute long short episode essentially. And then we have Origin 5. Rumu Kaisen. Gekitosu Rumu. I really need to stop trying to speak it. 2017, an hour and 24 minutes. And then we have Origin 5. Rise of the Red Comet. Why that one's in English and the other one isn't, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why the other ones don't have an English translation. Rise of the Red Comet. That is, I think that's a prequel. So I think Origin, because it's obviously it's an Origin arc, so it's the prequel to the creation of a Gundam, which kind of makes sense. Then we have Gundam Build Divers. I can't get into that one. But that's 52 episodes in 2018, 2020. And then we have Mobile Suit Gundam Narrative. Had to be narrative, didn't it? Hour and 28 minutes. Then we have, and that was in 2018, obviously. And in 2019, we have The Origin Advent of the Red Comet. That, I believe, would be the English translation of a series. That's 13 episodes. And then we have SD Gundam World Heroes. I haven't seen that one. And I don't think it's available, especially not in English. And then we have Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, which was actually interesting. Because we don't really have many... in Gundam, there aren't many female lead characters. There are important characters who are women, but there are no actual... The pilots are not always women. But for The Witch of Mercury, it is a girl, a teenage girl who goes to an academy, a school of technology, technically. And she happens to have a Gundam, but she never knew that she actually had a Gundam, which is kind of interesting. She did know there are so many things that I've watched from Mobile Suit Gundam that sometimes they get mixed up in my head. But yeah, so The Witch of Mercury, 2022, 2023, so that's quite recent. And then we have Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom, which according to IMDb is the last one, but it's not. But Gundam Seed Freedom is actually pretty good. It's a continuation of, I think, Destiny. Gundam Seed Destiny, and then Gundam Seed Freedom is the like part 3 essentially. But also, it's not showing other ones. It's not showing the Netflix series Gundam. Is it Requiem of Vengeance? It might be best to leave that out because that is not technically the same an anime. It's is it Real GI? I think they like to call it. So it's not animated. They haven't drawn them from scratch. It's all computer generated. So yeah, it's a shame they don't have that on this list. But I'm pretty sure that it was Requiem of Vengeance. Yeah, Requiem of Vengeance. So yeah, that's a breakdown of the shows. So I've gone through the list. There are literally 59 on this list on IMDb for Mobile Suit Gundam series. Now I'm going to quickly do a search. This might be a bit noisy, but there is a live action movie. Um, that has been in production for a while. Or maybe. Yeah, see, even that, I mean, Gundam Requiem of Vengeance was 2024, last year. But also this year, you got Mobile Suit Gundam Jukux, which is this year. I don't know. Is that? I think it is out, but I don't think it's in English dubbed yet. Um, well, it came out in April, and it's streaming on Amazon Prime. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's in English though. I don't. Do they? I mean, it depends on when in the year because it does take them a while to put it up as a dubbed version. But there is a thing that they've started using. It's called It is called Simul Dub AI. So basically AI artificially creating dubbed voices, which I like the idea of because if they can't trust the voiceover actors to keep to the script, and they might not, the Japanese people that are there might not necessarily understand English, so they don't know that they're saying the wrong thing. They don't know that they're putting their own words in. Because there are some voice actors that they would refuse to say specific words, so they would put their own word in its place, which I find disgusting. Because they were so far left, they wouldn't say anything that sounded remarkably um, anti-divisive or divisive or whatever, or anti-divisive, which I think is ridiculous. But I'm just going to quickly look. Because there is a live action. There is a live action movie that came out years ago, but it was absolute rubbish. So yeah, there is an untitled live action Gundam movie. I think it's categorized as in production, but it's been in production for a very long time, and the image that they're using for the Gundam on there is actually the image from when we meet the Gundam in Requiem of Vengeance on Netflix. So that's not very promising. But the cast is very interesting because we've got Noah Centineo. I think he was confirmed to be in it. But but it looks like they've added Sydney Sweeney to the cast of Mobile Suit Gundam live action. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. It'd be nice to see Sydney Sweeney in more stuff. But yeah, I don't think we have to worry about anything else. But hopefully, this 40-minute video hasn't been too boring for you. I hope you found it interesting. I'm going to do more videos like this, but obviously, this being the longest, in my opinion, the longest running continual franchise is a pretty big thing. I mean, and by longest, it might not be longer than some of the Marvel stuff, because obviously Marvel threw out so much stuff. But I'm talking about how many years. I mean, it's been since 1979 to now. It has been consistently dropping shows and movies, although animated, some not, some live CG, some CG, some computer generated, but others animate, traditional animation. But I mean, you could say, but Star Trek's has been around longer than that. Star Wars has been around longer than that. Yeah, they have. But here's the problem: they haven't been consistent. They haven't been around since the conception. So they haven't been around since what was it? Star Wars, what, 1970? Well, from the first movie for Star Wars, they released the trilogy. Then there was a long gap. I can't remember how long. I mean, I would usually look that up for another show, for another discussion. But they haven't been consistently releasing things, constantly. It hasn't been consistent dropping of new stuff, which is what I think makes this the longest running continual franchise, because they don't have big gaps in between releases. Star Wars used to have 4 or 5 years in between dropping a movie. So the first Star Wars came out, and then 5 years later, Empire Strikes Back. Then 5 years later, Return of the Jedi. So there's a long gap in between. It's like 4 to 5 years between the movies, and then they did a similar thing with the prequel trilogy, which was stupid. And then the sequel trilogy, they just go to hell. Anyway, so yes, Marvel has been consistent. Star Wars has been pretty consistent over the recent years, but but from the original release to now, even Doctor Who cannot compare to Gundam. And I don't think there's any franchise that could, apart from Neighbours and EastEnders and stuff like that. Well, Neighbours had a long hiatus, so EastEnders is probably the longest running reality show, which is kind of crap, as well as Coronation Street and whatever other crap that there is on on terrestrial TV nowadays. But yeah, hopefully this hasn't been too too bad for you guys, because it's been a while since I made one. So we're like nearly 43 minutes into it, and my throat is getting a little bit dry, I'll tell you. But yeah, I mean, tell me what you guys think. Do you think I'm right with Gundam being the longest running continuous franchise out there? Because there is, as far as I can tell, there is nothing else. Nothing else. But yeah. And until next time, guys, please do. I've got this thing set up, and I've never used it. I haven't used it. There we go. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Thanks for watching, guys. So take care, stay safe, and may the Schwartz be with you always.